This is a interesting morning of reflections. January 5th, 2024. 21 years ago today, I was really brokenhearted but free of a legion of demons, which was very perplexing and confusing because I was very peaceful and calm from all the things that had been bothering me. But then I had a new thing that I never had bothering me before, the loss of the love of my life. And my best friend in Christ. The only man I thought I could ever trust. The only human I thought I could really ever trust. I never truly trusted my elders. And my shaman elders turned out to rise against me, and when I left Donna Rumball and Jim Rumball's because they were really eager to pay for that U-Haul to get me and my stuff out of town because, they just let Bruce Martin beat the hell out of me on approximately September 2015, and their CIA friend, who was the chief of police, did nothing about it. Just let Bruce Martin get right out of town after my face got bashed off concrete steps and I'm crying. And then I went to Columbus, where my elder had become old, had dementia, their mind was slipping, and they turned into a hoarder, which is another condition that is really only happening in the United States, and it has to do with the occult, these nasty little buggers that we call demons and parasites and stuff that Marcos doesn't want to talk about. I mean, truly, what other purpose does Marcos serve for Jesus Christ but to fill this gap? I told him back then that I was leaving psychology because it could not address the soul and the demons that were in me, and that I wasn't schizophrenic, and that I blacked out from drug addictions, and that I was controlling them, and things would take me for a joyride, and I'd be sitting in the back seat of my own body while things would happen. Sometimes I'd be able to remember, sometimes not. Now I have to address the Catholic order directly because Marcos is trying to get the human race to rise up against me, and so now I have to expose myself on another layer and be a guinea pig because I'm happy to take any exams and prove that I'm not schizophrenic, and to show my gifts and talents, whatever they want to show. You must understand, benevolent chaos is not it's not structure and order like Marcos is depending on, and infinity is not structure and order as he thinks it is. There is no such thing as accidents or coincidence, happenstance, all these words. There are only gaps in our understanding. Magic is merely something we don't comprehend, so we call it magic. Anything that's beyond our comprehension is a miracle. That's magic. It's just beyond our comprehension right now, and we're gathering knowledge. My interesting point of view after all of this, and sleeping on the ground with a wonderful military, like from the 50s with Downey in it, backpack, and being homeless. Never thought this would happen, but I can check that off my bucket list. And praying and meditating and crying a lot because that's my PTSD. I just cry randomly. It's really weird. I have to say that Marcos has had all these toys and resources, and nowhere in his platform does he discuss the soul or Jesus Christ, but he does get down and dirty with his "it's all about sex" and 50 shades of what? Gray, bitches. And I'm Lady Gray. Excuse my language. Try to stop being vulgar. But it's really upsetting. All the innuendo, all the things. I mean, there's thousands of names out there. Why did he play the song to Mandy for 313? 133 is our wedding date. These things are consistently solid. They're patterns of something going on that's beyond conscious understanding. And all of Marcos's people thinks he's just fine. But he doesn't talk about the soul. Doesn't talk about saving your soul. Doesn't talk about the impact of mental illness on the soul. So what purpose did Marcos Dreher serve? He went into malevolent, manipulative marketing instead of pursuing personal identity. Why would a man with psychology go into marketing instead of addressing the soul? Because of the occult. That's why. They are utilizing a lot of occult techniques in marketing. I call it malevolent, manipulative marketing. It's madness. They're combining ancient symbols and techniques and aligning them with the stars and throwing them into motion. What I've noticed from reflecting on everything that's transpired and looking at Marcos's linked profile, when my family disowned me and things got really bad, and Bruce beat the hell out of me in 2015 and 2014, Marcos's life started improving. He opened his link profile, and every time my life goes into trials of tribulation and struggling and strife, Marcos's life excels. Every time I suffer, Marcos succeeds. Every time I suffer, Marcos has success. Every time I suffer, Marcos has creativity and makes all kinds of articles. Why is this? Why is it I've not had anything to do with this man, and I find out he's not an orphan. I find out that he's more invested in being a soldier than a priest for God. I find out that he's more invested in being a researcher than he is serving the Lord and identifying the needs of the soul and elevating the human consciousness so that we can be prepared for the return of Christ. End of days is just a new beginning if you allow it to be. And that's what's coming, and that's what's here. We can't keep allowing these corporations and all of this advanced technology to just go willy-nilly and forget the core of our essence and where it came from. We cannot stop striving to understand life and to help be a part of it and perpetuate it. Right now, the human race are parasites. Consume, destroy, control. Consume, destroy, control. Consume, destroy, control. Destroy, consume, control. It doesn't matter. All ends up the same. It is horrible. We have no right to control things. We barely can control ourselves. Look at Marcos. He doesn't even want to have a casual conversation with me professionally about the difference between demoniac possession and schizophrenia, or the fact that he took those demons. He won't say he didn't take a legion of demons from me. He tiptoes around it, asking directly and see what happens. He's avoiding answering direct questions because he knows that the minute he lies and says he didn't take those legion of demons, he really cannot get back to God. He cannot get back to Source or Jesus, because that's a huge blasphemy. That is an exorcist removing demons from someone and denying it. That means they're totally coveting the demons. Why is Marcos Dreher coveting demons? That's the question I have.